Have you ever felt tired of managing dozens of different passwords? Or carrying a wallet thick with cards? An ID card, driver's license, credit cards, health insurance card. Have you ever thought, if only there was a simpler way, if only there was a single secure digital key that could prove who you are, let you pay, and unlock every door in your life? A QR code, a fingerprint, an iris scan. So convenient, so seamless, so inevitable. But have you ever wondered, with all that convenience, what you are really giving up? What if that master key not only opens doors for you, but could also be used to lock you in? This is the hidden truth that the architects of the New World Order are cleverly concealing behind smiles of progress and inclusion. The global push toward a single digital ID system is not a technological upgrade. It is the construction of an infrastructure. It is the forging of a cage. They are selling you convenience, but what they are building is a system of total compliance. Because the moment your identity, your right to be recognized as human, and your money, your right to exist in society, are merged into one, removing you from society is no longer a complex threat. It is simply a button press. It is the endgame, a great control grid from which there is no escape. Throughout human history, individual freedom has been protected by one thing: decentralization. Your identity was a complex, fragmented concept. The church knew about your soul. The local government knew your birthplace. Your passport proved your nationality. Your driver's license proved your ability to drive. And most importantly, your money was something completely separate, especially cash. When you used a gold coin or later a paper note to buy a loaf of bread, that transaction was private, direct, and anonymous. The baker did not need to know your name, your medical records, or your political opinions. The transaction was an equal peer-to-peer exchange, requiring no one's permission. The king on the coin or the president on the bill did not know what you were doing. This separation, this friction between systems, is exactly where freedom lives. The government could not easily link your purchase of a banned book to your bank account or your vaccination status. Punishing a dissident required work. It required police, courts, public procedures. The old system was messy, slow, and inefficient, and it was that very inefficiency that protected us. So what was the turning point? When did these protective walls begin to crumble? Two events changed everything. A 1-2 punch that created the fertile ground for the control grid. The first punch, September 11th, 2001. The War on Terror gave birth to something far more powerful than bombs: the global surveillance apparatus. In the name of security, governments around the world passed laws, allowing them to monitor every call, every email. But more importantly, it gave birth to Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering, AML, laws on a massive scale. Suddenly, financial anonymity became synonymous with terrorism. You could not open a bank account without proving who you were. The war on cash began as large cash transactions were deemed suspicious. The walls between your identity and your finances began to erode. The second punch and the knockout blow, the 2020 pandemic. This was the perfect catalyst. It provided the reason, a public health reason, a moral reason, to do the previously unthinkable: link your identity to your medical status and use it as a condition for participating in society. The vaccine passport was a global beta test for digital ID. For the first time in modern history, your basic right to enter a restaurant, go to a movie, attend work, or even cross a border was held in suspense, conditional on your compliance with a medical procedure. They trained billions of people worldwide to become comfortable showing a QR code on their phone to be allowed to live a normal life. They proved that the public would accept a digital papers, please system if they were scared enough. And now, with those crises as the foundation, they are building the new, final system. How does it work? It is a convergence of three technological pillars, like the three legs of a stool, to create a structure of control that cannot be toppled. Pillar 1. Digital identity, digital ID. This is the foundation. Nations around the world, from India with Aadhaar to to Estonia, to Canada, and organizations like the United Nations with its ID 2020 initiative and the World Economic Forum are all pushing hard for a federated, biometrically recognizable digital ID system. They say it is for financial inclusion, to help the poor unbanked. But that is a lie. This system is designed to be the single central database that links everything about you, your biometrics, fingerprint, face, iris, your government records, taxes, driving, your medical records, vaccinations, history, and eventually, your every online activity. It is the one digital file that defines who you are to the state. Pillar 2, Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC. This is the money part. Do not confuse it with Bitcoin or decentralized crypto. A CBDC is the exact opposite. It is total centralized currency. It is a digital currency issued and controlled directly by the central bank. It is not a record of transactions in your commercial bank account. It is a token that the central bank can control directly in your digital wallet. And the keyword here is programmable. Pillar 3, the merger. This is the final terrifying step. They will merge your CBDC wallet with your digital ID. They will be one and the same. To have money, you must have the ID. To use your ID, you must use their money. And when these two are locked together, the game is over. Imagine how that world works. Your money is no longer money. It is a conditional digital voucher system. Because your money is programmable, the people who control the system can set the rules. Oh, we noticed you bought too much gasoline this month, the system says. You have exceeded your personal carbon quota. Your payment at the gas station is denied. We see you are trying to buy a book or donate to a political cause we do not approve of, the system says. That transaction is blocked for violating our community standards. You have missed your 5th booster shot, the system warns as your medical ID automatically updates. Your access to public transport and public venues has been suspended until you comply. This is not a sci-fi script. This is the clearly stated goal of central bankers around the world. Agustin Carstens, the head of the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, the central bank of central banks, said it plainly in a public meeting. He said the key difference between a CBDC and cash is that with cash, they do not know who is using it. But with a CBDC, we will have absolute control, and that is a huge difference. Absolute control. It is not about stopping crime. It is about stopping you. What is the motive? Why build such a totalitarian system of surveillance and control? Forget the stated reasons of convenience, safety, or inclusion. The real motive, as always, is power. We are in the endgame of a 50-year-old debt-based financial system, the petrodollar system since 1971. That system is collapsing under the weight of unpayable debts. Inflation is rising and trust is being lost. The elites in control know they need a new system. But instead of a reset that returns power to the people, they are planning a restructuring that cements their power forever. In the old system, if you did not like the policies like reckless money printing, zero interest rates, you had an escape hatch. You could buy gold, you could hold cash, you could more recently buy Bitcoin. There were financial lifeboats outside their direct control. A CBDC is designed to destroy all the lifeboats. If your money can expire, they can program it to disappear if you do not spend it fast enough, called negative interest rates. You cannot save. If your money is blocked from buying gold or real assets, you cannot protect yourself from inflation. If every transaction is tracked, you cannot fund dissent. And if your ID is the key to everything, you will not dare to step out of line. Who are the beneficiaries? It is an unholy alliance. The central banks, who become the absolute rulers of the economy, able to program individual behavior. The governments, who gain a tool of law enforcement and social compliance that dictators of the past could only dream of. And the big tech corporations and their World Economic Forum stakeholder partners, who will build and manage this infrastructure. They create a system of stakeholder capitalism, a fancy word for economic fascism, where unelected corporations enforce the will of the state and both work together to control the people. "You will own nothing and you will be happy" was not a prediction, it was a promise. They were not talking about you, the elite. They were talking about you, the masses. You will own nothing because real assets will be priced out of your reach, and the only currency you will be allowed to use is a conditional digital voucher. They are selling us the convenience of a master key, but they are forgetting to tell us that it locks from the outside. History has taught us that any power that can be abused will be abused, and the power to merge a person's identity with their ability to buy and sell is the absolute power. It is the power to redefine what it means to be human, turning free citizens into compliant nodes in a network. In the end, trust is not something that is demanded, it is something that is earned. And when institutions build a system based on the assumption that every citizen is a potential criminal to be monitored, they have broken that social contract. They are not building a brighter future. They are building a digital panopticon, and they are handing you the key, telling you it is a gift.